air leaking out of the Maxi here. This Maxi is a big spring inside. When you pull the air brakes, the trailer brakes, the spring pushes and locks the brakes up. But when it leaks like that, it's usually the pancake inside that's got a split in it. Because the drivers have the trailer brakes pulled out and then they push on the brakes and with a Johnny bar, and usually messes with the Maxis. They're very sensitive. But the only way to get back on the road because it's leaking so bad and you're losing air pressure is to actually, there's a bolt right here. These are locks that they put on each Maxi. So you have to unscrew these and take them out. It comes with the washer and the nut, and this is the lock itself. And you pretty well have to take this plug off, and you have to insert it in here because it's got a key in here. So you go in and turn. That's a big thing you gotta do. But you want to do it all when you got air in the whole system. It's pretty important to do that to find out which Maxi it is. Once you do that, you put it in there because it moves around, you want to center it. You get a rag and wrap it around one of the air lines. And you take a vice grip. It's either one. You take the vice grip and you just squeeze the air hose. And one of them won't work and one will, and I picked the right one. Once you do that, then the Maxi will collapse in and the spring itself is pushing the brake drum, the brake pad into the brake drum. Once you put it in, then you turn it clockwise, and that way this is actually in. But you want to make sure that you have air in the system, so that's your trailer brakes on the dash pushed in. That'd be your red line, would be air in the system. And then you put the washer in, you put the nut all the way in, just like that. And then you go ahead and take the vice grip back out and put it in the system. It pulls out like that. And then you go ahead and put the nut all the way back in. And that way the pad is always away from the drum itself. But a vice grip is real important. You can use it for pinching the line and when it comes to this nut. But it's just enough, you want to make sure that it doesn't vibrate out and put pressure on it. And that way the Maxi's all the way in. You want to make sure you got full air pressure before you do that. Once you did that, then the pad is away from the drum. And then you actually know which airline it is, so you want to ride it high. And use a rag, that way you're not damaging the airline itself. And wrap that really good. Away from noticeable people. Just slide away on the top. And that way nobody's messing with you when they start telling you got a vice grip on your airline. But it's just for emergency, so that way you can get out the road. You get this service place and get this service. But the vice grip is just pinching the airline. And that way you're not losing air. And that's it. It's all done. Now you can go back on the road. Well, that's the deal. You can see I hit it back here. So you go across scales and all that, they should be alright. And that's your Maxi bolt. And that's pulling it away, and that way the pads are away from the drum. You always want to check that. And that way you can just go back down on the road. and you did it. You made sure that you are legal and you can go down the road. I'm empty, so I'm legal. Well, that's how you can get to a service island instead of being stranded and waiting for somebody to come and fix the Maxis on the road, which it costs too much money. But you'll see each one of these Maxis will carry this locking key. Then you take the bolt off on the other side. Each Maxi is supposed to have one of these keys. That's how they actually take these apart and replace the pancakes. And that's it. That's the headache I had to do before I hit the road, is to fix this Maxi. Last night I got here at the rest area and noticed that there was air leaking. It turned out to be the Maxis. But that way it looks good when you're looking around. You don't have any noticeable problems here. All right.